Good morning. Hi, it's Steve Sawyer. This is Closet Church, and it's May 1st, 2019. Today I wanted to talk about the analogy comparing car repair to finding the presence of God. We all have a lot of experience trying to get our cars repaired, right? Have Roxanne. And finding a good mechanic can be a real challenge. But I had a very interesting experience with a car of mine that I was trying to sell. And it started to overheat. And I took it to a mechanic that I trusted. And he looked and he listened to my symptoms that I shared with him about what the car was doing. He diagnosed it. He looked into it the best that he could. And he made a lot of decisions. And the decision was, you probably have a cracked head gasket. And that's going to cost about $2,000 to take all that apart, to repair it and put it back together. That to me was an older car. It was one that one of my children was driving, and so I decided I'm not going to fix it. It's not worth the money to fix. So I had to make a decision. I had to sell the car. And I ended up selling the car for $600. Telling the fellow that bought it exactly what was wrong with it, as far as I understood, based on what the mechanic told me. It turns out, he said, the thermostat was bad. For those of you who don't know what a thermostat is, it's like a $20 part that even I can change and replace. Well, it ended up being a good deal for him. This is kind of an odd way to dovetail into the concept of progress. But I'll make it work. I'll make it work. The one thing I really wanted to talk about was progress. And, the mechanic was making progress. And he made decisions, and he ended up having conclusions based on what he thought was wrong with the car. In life, we have the same issues. Sometimes we have a problem in our life, and we may diagnose the problem incorrectly. And it might be a lot easier to fix than we think. Progress. The thing I wanted to end with, because I'm just like that guy that can't wait to tell what he really wants to say, but I'm going to try. We need to be just as concerned about our spiritual life as our temporal or material life. I believe a lot of people really are so concerned about how they survive in the material world that they don't think about their spiritual life that much. And, the reality is, if there is God, which I'm totally convinced there is, a loving, kind God in a very nice universe, then what's more important? Figuring out how to make more money every year, or figuring out how to be a better person every year? The good thing is, when we're making this kind of progress, it should be our paramount decision to seek ye first the kingdom of heaven, and everything else will be added unto that, right? Which, in another way of saying it, if we make our primary motivation for our daily life to honor the presence of God within us and learn how to honor the presence of God in other people who are making decisions which are sometimes incorrect. Can you imagine having like 100 people trying to fix one car? Do you realize what chaos that would be? Now, it takes teamwork. I know we need to have a team. But, a team of 2 or 3 people fixing a car, sometimes it's just one person. But if you think about what's going on in the religious life of hundreds of millions of people, it's like having hundreds of millions of people trying to figure out what's wrong with the car. And a bunch of them are going to say it's the thermostat. Some people are going to say it's the cracked head gasket. There's all kinds of problems that we might discover. Progress is everything. And it's not so much how quickly we make progress, or how much our progress is rated as being amazing. The thing that matters most to God is that we make progress daily, every single day, that we do something when we engage people, even in the act of creating business in the material world, that our guiding motivation is to actually make decisions based on things that are best for our spiritual life. Bottom line is, making progress is more important than being right. That's what I really, really wanted to share, because I believe that with all my heart. Progress is something that the Spirit can gauge in us, just like that funny little dance, 3 steps forward, 2 steps back. You keep doing 3 steps forward and only 2 steps back, you're making progress. And that's, I think that takes a lot of stress out of us, but we have to be able to accept that sometimes it takes longer than we think. If we adopt an attitude where eternity is not just something that's in our language base because we're talking about eternal life, but the reality of eternity, I mean, can't you kind of feel like this isn't going to end? And humans are always way too concerned about what gets done in their short life, as opposed to what actually is going on and what kind of contribution we can make, like sowing. The parable of the sower, it's not our job to stick around and find out how everything turned out. That means we're sowing with a self-centered motive. We just have to go about doing good to the best of our ability and make progress. Some of the things that we are sowing into in this life with our behavior, unbeknownst to us, may not have the ripple effect that will make any difference in how the world turns out for hundreds of years. Right? Most important thing is that we do those things that we're absolutely convinced and sure are right, because it's good behavior. It's kind, it's moral, it is spiritually fragrant. That was for Roxanne. Yeah, that's it. It seemed like it was really important to talk about progress today. All of us just need to focus on making progress, whether it's in our physical health, our mental health, our spiritual health. But of all these, the foundation by which all of our decisions should be made, sincerely, is having the goal of attaining some kind of spiritual mastery in our life, where the problems that we're going to have, because we're going to have the same problems whether we look at them spiritually or not. That is up to, yes, exactly, Kurt. I like the way you said that. Wonder where that came from. And Marcia, hi everybody. That's really all I wanted to share with. I didn't have a whole lot going on rattling around in my head. It's just when I woke up this morning, I just thought, progress. God, we just need to make progress. And not bemoan when we don't get things done as quick as we want. I mean, my auto mechanic, he made a lot of decisions, and he made sincere decisions, and he was completely wrong. But in terms of progress, I did get rid of the car. Maybe not the way I'd expected to. Didn't make as much money on the car as I wanted, but I got rid of the car. That was the plan. Progress doesn't always look the way we expect it to. We need to just embrace making any kind of progress every single day. Some days we're going to do more than others. Some days we're going to get a lot done. Some days we're not going to get as much done. Progress. We all have to make progress in every direction that our life allows. That's it. Guys, have a wonderful day. And enjoy progress. Enjoy 2 steps forward and 1 step back, 12 steps forward, 10 steps back, whatever it is. Just keep going forward. Progress. In eternity, that's really, it's going to be an amazing thing. And progress, yes, progress it is joyful. And there's some people that actually make progress, and because they have an unfair expectation of what they're going to accomplish, they beat themselves up because they thought they didn't make any progress when in fact they did. Let's be kind to ourselves. Progress is, like I said before, it's more important to make progress than it is to be right. It's okay to make mistakes because we're going to make them no matter what. And that auto mechanic that I like so much, yeah, he cost me about $1,500 because he was wrong, but he's still a great guy. Money's a renewable resource. Progress. I feel so good about the fact that I wasn't angry that I lost all that money on the car. It's so much better. That's my beacon. Doesn't mean I don't get miserable when I'm taking those steps backward. But I know I'm going to recover. I know I'm going to take more steps forward than I take back. And I believe every single one of you will do the same. Because I got faith in you. You got the same brilliant, loving piece of God guiding you as everybody else does. I'm out of here. That's nice. Short and sweet. Talk to you later. Bye.